good morning, dear friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I am glad to see that you survived after yesterday so many information received. And today we are starting our journey with Adizes methodology with a very exciting person. And you know, very often people are saying, you know, this person does not need introduction. But then, as one of my good friends and colleague Deepak Jain from United States been saying, you know, it does not mean that this person does not need introduction, but this person does not want introduction. So, and that's why I would like to say just a few words about Dr. Ichak Adizes, the founder of Adizes Institute and creator of Adizes methodology. And he's been developing that methodology through more than 50 years. So, legendary person, and many of you already managed to get pictures with him. So he wrote 26 books, if I am not mistaken, translated in 36 languages, and he has 21 honorary degrees from different universities all around the world and 2 honorary citizenships. And he's been traveling around the world, sharing these insights and wisdom of Adizes methodology to the public. And we are extremely glad to have him here today. And we would ask him to share his insights on where you know, change management is moving. You know, what is the future of change management? So, give big hand, you know, to Dr. Adizes.
Let me share now. If I know how to do this, here we go. Okay. Well, I'm saying nothing new if I say there is change, right? We all agree there is change. So what? Well, what happens when there is change? What does it mean, the word change? Change means something new is happening. And whenever you have something new, some people say, oh, we have a problem. Now what the hell are we going to do? Because something new is happening. But very interestingly, in the Chinese language, the word problems and the word opportunities is the same word. That's why I translated the Chinese word into English and other languages. I called it oppor threat. You really have oppor threat. What does it mean? It looks at you and says, what would you like me to be? You decide. Do you want me to be a problem or do you want me to be an opportunity? It's up to you. Because some people see only problems. Other people say opportunities. You decide what it is. It could be an opportunity because every problem is really an opportunity to learn something new. It's an opportunity to solve a problem. So you become wiser the more problems you have. I saw in the internet a very interesting sentence that says, an ignorant that believes he is wise is ignorant. And a wise that believes he is ignorant is wise. That constantly say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, and you're constantly learning. So every problem you say, oh, here is an opportunity to learn. Here's an opportunity to learn. Here's an opportunity to learn. So if I'm, you know, very smart now, it's because I had a lot of problems in my life. So what do you do now? How do you solve this problem or opportunity? What do you do with it? Well, you have to decide what to do, but that's not good enough. And here's my blog of this weekend. I think you're going to, those that get my blog. What deficiency of leadership training today in the world? I was just talking to Huete here, how Harvard is doing so much damage. Because they're teaching you only how to decide. To make good decisions in marketing, good decisions in finance, good decisions in this, good decisions in that. You finish your MBA, you make fantastic decisions. No idea how to implement them. Because what is implementation dealt with? You have to look at who are the stakeholders that you need to bring together to implement a decision. That's called politics, and we don't teach politics. So all these great graduates of Harvard end up being consultants, or in investment banking, they manage nothing except crossing the street because they don't know how to implement. We have to also learn how to implement. Deciding is not good enough. How do we implement? Well, let's now look at it. How do we do that? Once you implement, what happens? The implementation is causing change. The implementation is change. Now you have a new problem. So every time when I work with a company and we have a solution, I say, okay, what's the next problem? Because this solution created the next problem. There is always, what I'm telling you is, what is change? Life. And what is life? What is this? This is a little bit too high. This is too high, I think. Anyway, I will do like this. So life is problems and opportunities. When would you have no more problems and opportunities? When you stop change. What does it mean? Stop life. I will tell you how not to have problems in your life. Go to India, go to the Himalayas, go to a little cave, sit there all your life and just meditate. You have no more problems. You want to have problems? Go to a big city with a lot of action, with a lot of things going on. Oh my God. So problems are really a function of change. And you yourself create change by implementing the decision how to do it to solve the problem. Basic and bottom line is, if you have problems, welcome to the club. Life. Period. Now, what do? We like to make these problems to be opportunities. How do we do that? All right, let's go and see. To be a leader, what do you need to do? You must manage what? Change. If I go back to the chart again, guys, if you're not managing change, you're not a leader. Call yourself a bureaucrat, call yourself whatever you want. To be a leader, you continuously have to change. Are you willing to change? Do you have the guts to change? The secret is managing change in today's environment, which is changing so fast. So, managers have to be a leader, you better learn how to manage change. So to be successful and get exceptional results, what do you need to do? Must be, to manage change, it must be what? Healthy. You cannot manage change if you are sick. Why? Because energy is fixed. If you are sick, somebody comes and says, we have a great opportunity to open a market in New York. Come tomorrow, you idiot. Don't you see I'm sick? I have no energy. Come later on. So what is the purpose of managing a company? Managing change and watching your energy. Because you can manage change and lose energy. Why? Because you're creating bigger problems than the problem you had before. The trick is, how do you keep an organization to be healthy? You know, economic theory says the purpose of business is profits. True, if you're healthy. You're not going to get any profits if you're not healthy. So what is really the purpose? To build a healthy organization that produces exceptional results. Thank you very much. So this methodology is how to keep an organization healthy. Either you're already healthy and not to lose your health as you're changing, or if you're already sick, is how to heal the organization so you can be healthy, which we call therapy, if you want, organization therapy. How do we do that? Well, what does it mean to be healthy? That's the next question. What does it mean to be healthy? And here's what I found out, and you probably already know that, so I'm not really teaching anything new. You need to have like 4 vitamins. If you have one of the vitamins is missing, you will have a certain manifestation of a disease. Vitamin C you don't have, you have scurvy. You don't have vitamin D, whatever. And I found out that a healthy organization is effective and efficient in the short and the long run. What does it mean effective? Gets the job done. What does it mean gets the job done? Every organization exists for a purpose. What's the purpose? To satisfy client needs. If you're not satisfying client needs, what are you doing here? What's the purpose of your existence? You have somebody that you're serving. Whom are you serving? And to make a long story short, I'll give you the bottom line. I tell to organizations, how do you find out who is your client? Here's the answer. Who will cry if you die? Who gives a shit? That's your client. Who will cry if you die? Who needs you? Now, your purpose is to satisfy their need. By the way, how do you know that you satisfy the need? Are they coming back? If they're not coming back, you're not satisfying the need. Then you learn that if you're running a restaurant. If your clients don't come again, close the restaurant. You're alive because they're coming back and coming back and coming back. Is your wife coming back? Is your husband coming back? Tells you about your marriage. Are your clients coming back? Measure, by the way, I always tell my clients, don't just measure sales. Measure what percentage of your sales are repetitive sales. Because that tells you loyalty of your clients. That's called effective. It has to be not only today's needs, to satisfy today's needs, but also in the long run, because there is change. The needs change. Are you getting ready to satisfy the needs of the future that change, of the future clients or present clients with new needs? Now that's called planning in management theory. And many people are confused with planning. Planning is not to decide what to do tomorrow. That's called mañana. You know, well, tomorrow. Planning is what do you do today to prepare for tomorrow. But people like to do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. I will play it tomorrow. By the way, it will never happen. I saw in a restaurant in Amsterdam, bar, a big sign on the wall. Free drinks tomorrow. They've never served a drink. You come tomorrow, nothing happens. What are you going to do today to prepare tomorrow? That's called effective in the short and the long run. And a human being, your body is capable of adapting as the weather changes, as the situation changes. And efficient means that you do it with the minimum resources necessary. In the short and in the long run, you are healthy. If you are effective and efficient in the short and the long run, you are healthy. That's my definition. And for that you need like 4 vitamins. P makes you effective, A makes you efficient, E makes you effective, long run, I makes you efficient in the long run. And these are the roles. P makes you functional, which means to do it functioning, systematic, proactive, and organic. That's a long lecture, many books, and I want to be sure to go forward. The rest of it. Now, these roles, quote-unquote vitamins, are in conflict. They're all in conflict. Look at that. I need a different chair. This is too high. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I have a problem with my back, so I need to sit down. Okay, now we're in business. They're in conflict. I'll make it very short. P and E are in conflict. The present, this guy looks at the present, the other role looks at the future, and you cannot do both. It's like a camera. Are you focusing on the background or are you focusing in the front of you? What are you focusing on? Then is the next one. Here's the next one. P and R in conflict. Function and form. Oh, if I do the function, I have to sacrifice a little bit the form. Let's make it successful. And if the form violates. If I'm not going to do it only if the form is important, I might miss the function. And then you have the next one. Results versus relationship. I'm result-oriented and the relationships suffer. So they suffer. No, relationship is important. We sacrifice the results. And innovation versus tradition. And provocation versus harmony, and you see all of them. Mechanistic, never mind, mechanistic organic is a long lecture. Basically, bottom line, this all in conflict. Now what the hell do we do? Now look at the application to organizations. An organization has to satisfy all the roles, and different departments satisfy different roles. Sales is in a P, get the job done. Did you sell? I've been thinking, don't think, what is the product, did you sell? Next one, production, what is it? It's not coming. Yeah, production, okay? Did you produce? Okay? Administration is A, quality control is A, accounting is A. It's called precisely wrong, but they're very precise. And what is E? Strategic planning, looking in the future, engineering for new products, new divisions, new methodologies of producing. Finance looks at that big thing. Finance and accounting is not the same. In this methodology, we don't like accounting reporting to finance, or finance reporting to accounting. Because accounting looks at the past to the present, finance should be looking present to the future. They are totally different functions. And you put them together, accounting usually wins, finance suffers. Next, marketing looking at the future. And what is I? Organizational culture. Thank you. Organizational culture. Usually people think, it is the human resources department. No. Human resources department is in the A function. Hiring, firing, compensation, performance appraisal. It's not culture. Culture is a different story altogether. How do you build integration between people to understand each other, to work together? It's not the same like human resources. Okay, let's go with this. These 4 roles impact leadership styles. Some people are P-oriented. By the way, I found out something very interesting, that comes with birth. We are born in a certain personality. You have a P personality. Never like to go a long lecture, what does it impact, different hormones, different glands, but you're born a certain way. They found out, they studied a group, studied children, babies, and followed them for 20 years in Denmark, and found out that you can tell the personality of a person from the day he's born. A P baby is like this. An A baby. An E baby. I baby. You can tell. We are born that way. So when my wife is upset with me, I said, I was born that way. What do you want me to do? I was born that way. Personality, P personality. Are you ready? Does he work very hard? You bet. When does he come to work, he or she? Early. When do they leave? Late. It's like inventory control. In inventory control, accounting has LIFO and FIFO, last in, first out, first in, first out. This guy is a fish. First in, still here. I mean, he is working around the clock all the time, he or she. Working, all the time working. Here is his vacation, so you will remember. Here is his desk. Trying to do everything. And what are the other people doing? Waiting. Waiting for an errand. What would you like me to do? He's working his head off, and they're waiting for an assignment, How about the next personality? Oh no, here is the names. Different countries give different names to this person, to the P. It's called a Lone Ranger, Bulldog, Firefighter, Workaholic, One-man orchestra. This is the Spanish expression. Different names to the same style. Ready? Ironic from one cry. Here's the next one. He's a bureaucrat. If the P worries about what do we do, never mind how, do it. The how is irrelevant. The A is mostly worried about how. Never mind what we do. Are we doing it right? That's why it's called a bureaucrat. When does he come to work? On time. When does he leave? On time. When do the subordinates come to work? Better on time. When do they leave? On time. What are they doing in the meantime is not important, as long as they came on time and left on time. Form is more important than function. Are you with me? There's books about it. I'm just summarizing it so you can get forward. And what about the E-type? He's not worried about what. He's not worried about how. He's worried, why not? Why not this? Why not this? Why not this? Why not that? You know, he's out there thinking about tomorrow. Today, by the way, they don't have a memory of what they had for breakfast, but they know what's going to happen in the future. They're constantly looking at the future. The past, they don't remember anything. They're worrying about why not? When do they come to work? Who knows? When do they leave? Who knows? When do the subordinates have to come? Better before me. When do they leave? Right after me. They're working 24 hours a day. They're on call all the time. They can call you on Christmas Eve. I had an idea. I'll give you an example. The guy that bought Braniff and bought Eastern Airlines, all of this big entrepreneurial type. And the subordinates, vice presidents told me that his office had a window overlooking the parking lot. So you could always see if somebody is still working or not. They would take the taxi and go home and leave the car, just in case he doesn't give them a hard time. That's a type E. Here is a type E. You see, everybody says, what else now? What is the next problem is going to bring? What is the next crisis is going to bring, you know? What's next now? Surprise. And what is the next type? Is worrying about what? Who is whom? What's going on? People. People, what's going on? I call him super follower. Why? Because he says, what do people want to do? Where are they going? In a meeting, by the way, you can identify the P. He's working. He hates meetings. He comes late, leaves early, and the meeting says, oh, God, come on, guys. We have work to do, you know, wasting our time here in stupid meetings. The A, what is he doing? Taking minutes. He doesn't know what's going on, but he has detailed minutes of what happened. How about with an E? What is he doing in an E? In a meeting with a type E, who talks? He talks. What are the others doing? Oh my God, here we go again, you know. He's going crazy again. Oh, what the hell do we do? By the way, you cannot disagree with him, because if you disagree with him, you don't understand my genius, you know. Type E. Type I, what is he doing? Watching. Who said what? Who said it? Why did he say it? If you want to know what happens in a meeting, don't ask the P. He came late, left early, and he was busy looking at his computer. Don't ask A. It took too many minutes, he doesn't know what's going on. Don't ask an E, because he did not look at the people, he was talking about something. If you want to know what happened in the meeting, ask the I. He will tell you. He did not say but what he really wanted to say, but he did not say that. I will tell you. He knows qué pasa, you know. There is one more style. Are you ready? Zero. Zero. Zero on A. Zero on P. Zero on E. Zero on I. I call him Deadwood. How did he become Deadwood? Let's talk about the characteristics of Deadwood. First of all, you go to Deadwood, says, any problems? What does he say? No, everything is fine. Let's make changes. Let's move New York to Florida. Sure. Never resist change. And everything is fine. By the way, do you know who I'm describing? The employee you love the most. No problems. Whatever you say is fine. Let's go. But what really happens? Nada. Later says, did we move New York to Florida? Let me tell you why we could not do it. We had meetings, we studied the problem, we had a committee, we did this, we did that. What is he doing? Trying to survive. That's why no problems, everything is fine. Don't doesn't like to go on vacation because all the problems are under the carpet. You don't want to move the carpet to see all the problems. How did it become Deadwood, guys? Well, let's look at it. See, do I have it here or not? Come on. Okay, it's not here. Okay. Guys, P is working. Doesn't pay attention, change. In the meantime, there is change. Eventually, what's happening? What he's doing is obsolete. So it's not functional anymore. The market moved away. The clients moved away. He's still doing, the old thing, still working very hard. What happened? It did not change. How does the A become Deadwood? He manages by the book. The world has changed. The book is not relevant anymore. The book is obsolete. What happened? He's obsolete. How about the E? That's what's going to happen to my dear friend Trump. Too many changes. Look at Trump. He wants to own Greenland, change the name of Mexico Bay, take Canada to become... He wants the whole world in 2 days. Too many changes. One fire, more fires. Now there is so much fire, he loses credibility. He says, I have more ideas. Shut up, don't bother us anymore. He becomes obsolete, too much change. And how does an I become Deadwood? He's all the time manipulating the politics. And one day he cannot do it. There is some change in the political structure of the company, and he's not capable of maneuvering. What is the common denominator? Change. Change creates a lot of Deadwood, guys. Look at this. How many people are homeless? Change. Many of us become Deadwood. Too much change. So what the hell do we do? Okay, let's go and see. This is a Deadwood, right? Okay. I already said it. Okay, change causes Deadwood. If all of this is mismanagement, what do we need? We need somebody who is effective, efficient, creative, and people-oriented. What's the problem? Not too many like us left around, This is the problem. Does not exist, guys. Let's be real here. Does not exist. Nobody is that perfect. We have here the Archbishop. I want to share with you. I hope I'm not doing something wrong. Even God is not perfect. For me, there was a flood, 40 days. Killed everybody because they were not righteous. He wanted to start from the beginning with righteous people. After 40 days, God said, I made a mistake. I cannot make them righteous. I cannot. He admitted vulnerability. He admitted he made a mistake. And to remind himself, not to repeat the flood again, he brings the rain, but to remind him. Wow, look how human is God. And too many people are trying to be God. I'm perfect, I know everything is fine. Guys, calm down. If God is not that perfect, who the hell are you to believe you're so perfect? Stop. So what do we need? Since you're not perfect, but all of these functions need to be performed, what the hell do we do? What do we need? See, we don't have this person, does not exist. What do we do? It exists, by the way, it exists only in books. That's why I claim that all this leadership training that we train is wrong. You're trying to create an animal that does not exist. A perfect leader does not exist. What do we need? There is no perfect husband, no perfect wife, no perfect child, no perfect parent. There is nothing perfect. This is in my book. If it does not exist, what do we need? A complementary team. And by the way, I'm teaching nothing new. I'm very proud to say that I'm teaching nothing new. Look at whom you married. You married your complementary team. You fell in love with your own weaknesses that the other person has as a strength. You're in love with your own weaknesses. As I said yesterday, you marry someone who's different to complement you, and then problem starts. Why you're not like me? Why do you do this? Why don't you like me? Well, you married me because I'm different. That's why you married me. So why ask me to be like you? I'm not like you. We're a complementary team. But the moment you have a complementary team, what's going to happen? Because the roles are in conflict, you remember? Short term with the long term, fun with the function, efficiency with effectiveness are in conflict. Welcome to any marriage, you're in conflict. Show me a marriage without conflict, the marriage is dead. There's conflict, by definition, because we are different. So what the hell do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, here is an example of a conflict. I have a whole book about it called Leading the Leaders. Here's an example. This is my favorite one. Listen to people. What they mean, what they say depends on their personality. It is what they say, yes, no. What does it mean for when a P says it, a E, or an I says it? When an E says yes, it's not yes. Not yes. For whom yes is yes, no is no. What the hell is going on? An A, yes is yes. Now here is a marriage in trouble. A E comes home, says, I'm so tired, I really cannot take it. We need a vacation. Says, do you really mean it? Yes. She's an A. What is she doing? Who is going to water the plants? Where are we going to go to have the clothes I need for the travel? He comes to us, what are you doing? Preparing for vacation. What vacation? Are you crazy? Do you know how much work I have to do? But you said yes. I did not say yes. I said yes. Yes means why not? She goes crazy. You said yes. It's not yes. You go to E executive. Boss, can we do this? Yes. You start doing it, he gets very upset. Why are you doing it? But you said yes. He did not say yes. He said yes. And by the way, a methodology how to handle that. Because you can really, I had a client in Australia, he was walking down the corridor and the vice president of production says, why don't we have a production in Brisbane? He says, oh, yes. The guy started building a factory. He almost got fired. Why are you building a factory? But you said yes. I did not say yes. I said yes. Yes for an E means why not? It doesn't mean yes. It means why not? Now look at this. They don't like no. Wow. Who are you to say no? No is a red clothes in front of a bull. You know, he gets, oof, don't say no. Say maybe. No, no. No is very, very, they don't like, because, you know, they like change. So the word no means boundaries. They don't have boundaries. They don't like the no. Now for an A, yes is yes. And I will teach you something. When they say no, it doesn't mean no. They say, tell me more. Tell me more. Just tell me more. Tell me more. Say no. Don't take it no. It's an A. Tell him more. He's afraid. He says no, just to be sure. I will tell you more, and eventually you will understand. For whom yes is yes, no is no. What the hell is going on here? No, I'm going. For an I, maybe everything is maybe. Yes is maybe. He's watching. We're saying what? Que pasa, you know? Here it is. The P. Yes is yes, no is no. Guys, it's normal that we don't communicate. It's normal because we are different. Welcome to the club. So one of the methodologies in the Adizes is how to understand each other. That's why the book Leading the Leaders is one of my best books, I believe. It took me 30 years to write it, literally, I mean it, because I was just watching people. I said, oh, now I see what's going on. Take a note, watching, taking a note. And after 30 years, I took all my notes and wrote the book. How to understand different people, who is saying it, so I understand it better. Well, here is the book. Look, we need a complementary team, you remember? That all the functions PAEI will be fulfilled. But the moment you have a complementary team, what's going to happen? Diversity of styles, conflict. Welcome to the real world, guys. Conflict is normal. By the way, when are you going to have no conflict? When there is no change. No change. You want to have conflict in your marriage? Have a lot of change. Start moving houses, start moving jobs, start children. We love each other, children are born, conflict starts. Why? Change. Conflict is normal. Many people try to avoid conflict. You know how you avoid conflict? Stop change. Stop change. That's why I don't like a lot of the organizational development theories. You know, we understand each other, we work in harmony, no conflict, we are all together. No. The trick is not to stop conflict, because to stop conflict is to stop change. What's the purpose? To make the conflict to be constructive and not destructive. How do you make conflict to be constructive? We differ. Now, I will tell you how in a second. There is another source of conflict. What is it? What is it? Come on, guys. Yeah. In the implementation. Why? In order to implement a decision, it's not good enough to have a good decision. Many good decisions don't get implemented. Like deciding to go on a diet. It's a very good decision. Try to. Many of us fail. Or, I'm going to be a nice guy from now on. Try. There's the problems of implementation. The fact that you made a good decision does not promise you that it will be implemented. Many good decisions do not get implemented, and bad decisions get implemented. Why? What's necessary for implementation? I will use an analogy, because that's easiest for me to teach it. If you want to manage change, you want to change the way the boat is sailing. Let's say it's going in the wrong direction. It's going to hit an iceberg. We're going to sink. We need to change direction. It's not good enough to be on the deck, to look at the map, and to plan where we are going to change direction. The boat is not going to change direction. Even if your plan is perfect, and the map is perfect, and you really made it, how are you going to change? Nada. What do you need to do? Go down, bottom of the boat. Look at the engines. Reduce engine on the left, increase engine on the right, and what's going to happen? The boat is going to change. What is it called? Power structure. If you want to know how the company is behaving, look at the power structure. If you have a very strong CFO, type A, very, very strong, I can tell you, the boat is not going anywhere. Too powerful. Nobody dares to move. A. You want to have an E, has all the power, the engine is doing like this, the boat is going in all directions all the time. Look at the power structure. Apropos, I'm trying to consult to Israel, which is going down the drain very fast. I said, They're going hundreds, thousands of them, manifestations, going to their, democracy, we have to change, Nothing is going to happen until you do what? Go down to the bottom of the boat. And what do you see? One engine is strong, united, they know where they're going. This is the Messianic Jews. They want to conquer the whole country, kick all the Palestinians out. They know what they want, they know the elections are going, and they're united. The opposition, they don't talk to each other, they hate each other, disagree with each other. This boat is broken, engine broken, this engine is very strong. Nothing is going to change until you change the power structure. You want to change? Power structure. Implementation. It's called copy here. I don't want to get into the depth of it. It stands for authority, power, and influence. Who is authority to say yes to the decision? Whose power do you need to cooperate with you, or they're going to undermine your decision? Who can impact your decision, although they don't have authority, by their capability? You need them. Who do you need, okay? In many companies, we say, bring the trade union to the meeting. Trade union, yes. Because if they don't agree with you, you're not going to change the direction of this company. Because, here is a sentence we remember. People that row the boat don't rock the boat. Who rocks the boat? The ones that are not rowing the boat. So what we do in Adizes, I find out what is the power structure. Bring them into the room. To do what? Start rowing. And as they start rowing, they become partners. They become partners if you do it right. So you need all the stakeholders. Who do you need for implementation to be on the same boat, in the same direction, to cooperate? What's going to happen? You need common interest. Good luck. Good luck, guys. We started with common interest, and over time, things develop. So what's going to happen? More conflict. You have conflict styles and conflict of interest. Oh my God, no, what do we do? Stop change, too much conflict. Stop change, stop life, go start dying. So what the hell to do? Here it is. Conflict can be destructive, destroyed marriages, destroyed companies, destroyed countries. I was invited a long time ago by the Prime Minister of Serbia, when Milosevic was the president, to see if I can help for the Yugoslav Federation not to fall apart. And then I looked at it and said, it's very interesting, Why is Yugoslavia falling apart and Switzerland is not? Switzerland should fall apart too. French, German, and Italians together. Oh my God, they've been at war at every world war. Why they're not falling apart? And why is Yugoslavia falling apart? Here is why. It does not have to be destructive. I all the time use analogies of marriage because everybody identifies with that. Some conflicts in a marriage, after we finish the conflict, we love each other more. And in another marriage, the same conflict, we're ready for divorce. What the hell is the difference? Why this is constructive? We love each other more. And here, this is Switzerland, this is Yugoslavia. What is the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? I would like you to see something here. I'm on purpose showing it this way. Do you see that the road to destructive conflict is an open highway? You know what does it mean? Do nothing. You will be on that road. Just do nothing. Because things change. Here is a rule. Nothing stays in the same place. I'm not the only one there. Greek philosopher said, you put your hand in the water, you put the second time, it's not the same water. Everything is changing all the time. So if you do nothing, it will be worse. Change does not stay. It's not the same. It either becomes better or worse. And there is a rule. If you don't make it better, it will be worse. Period. It's up to you. You decide. Do you want to make it better or do you want to make it worse? Do nothing, it will be worse. You have a building, a house. Don't maintain it. What's going to happen over time? Getting worse. You have a car. Don't maintain it. What's going to happen? Going to get worse. You have a marriage. Don't maintain it. It's going to get worse. What does it mean, maintain it? We love each other. Guys, don't rely on it. Over time, it's lost. A guru in the Himalayas told me, love is a muscle. Build it. You don't build it, it atrophies. You have to feed love. You have to work on it, not rely on it. Because change will destroy it. Change will destroy it. You have to work on it. It's a job, guys. That's why constructive conflict is an exit. You have to look for it and you have to work on it to find the exit. If you do nothing, good luck. Your company will fall apart. Your marriage will fall apart. You will fall apart as a human being. How do I find the road? Exit. In Santa Barbara, where I live, on the highway, there is one exit, and it says, sal si puedes, which in Spanish means get out if you can. Most people are driving so fast, they miss the exit. 30 miles later, say, oh my God, what is it? Come back. Most of us cannot do that in life. Then it's an expression, God, why did you make me smart so late? You know, why didn't I have it before? So you see, the exit to the constructive conflict, there is a sign who tells you what the exit is. How do you find it? Let me tell you how. Slow down. Usually when we have a conflict, what happens? We raise our voices, we interrupt each other, we are fighting, and what's going on? Straight, full speed into destructive conflict. When the moment you feel uncomfortable because of the conflict, and your stomach is like this, slow down. Deep breath. You cannot, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I need to calm down, slow down, so you don't miss the exit. You don't miss the exit. That's the condition. Slow down. And the sign tells you what the exit is. If you slow down, you will not miss it. What does the sign say? 3 letters. M, T, and R. What is M, T, and R? Ready? How do I make conflict of styles to be constructive? If I go to any church of any denomination, in the Jewish thing we don't have, symbols, but Christian, also in India as well, for the Indians as well, in India. Look at the saints, they're standing like this. What is this supposed to be, What is this? They're standing like this. This is a blessing. What is a saint telling you? Be different together. Be different together. So constructive is not to kill differences. Be different together. Why should we be together? Why? Because we learn from each other. You don't learn from people that agree with you. If 2 people agree on everything, one of them is unnecessary. Talk to yourself. You learn from somebody who is different. But it will happen only if you respect their difference. I respect you for being different. You don't have to think like me. The moment they start saying, you're an idiot, what the hell are you talking about? You don't know what you're saying. I don't accept your difference, you're going to learn nothing. When you say, wait, why are you saying this? What are you thinking? Where did you get it from? I'm showing respect. By the way, it's not me. Emmanuel took me years to find this. Immanuel Kant, the philosopher, says, respect is when you recognize the sovereignty, which is undeniable right, of the other person to be different. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to think like me. I respect your difference. Now tell me what you think. I'm learning. I told you that yesterday. You want to surround yourself with people who disagree with you, and you respect their disagreement because you learn from them. There's a learning going on. Then what happens? Synergy. 2 and 3 is not 5, is 6. You learn from each other, something new emerges from the exchange. So what will make the styles difference constructive? If there is mutual respect. If I don't get upset, why are you different? On the opposite, I appreciate your difference because I learn from it. You're enriching me with your difference, and I'm enriching you with my difference, and jointly we create something that none of us alone could have created. It was created because we learn from each other. By the way, which finger is the most important finger? Usually people think this one, right? That's why you look at all the statues of leaders of country on a horse with a finger like this, you know, Davai. This is good for when you start a country, start a company. It's okay to be a dictator because you don't know what you're doing, so you better manage the place. Which is my most important finger? Why this one? Makes a hand. If you don't have a thumb, you don't have a hand. And that's what's wrong with leadership training. We're training people to be this finger. But they should listen to others. But I'm the boss. I'm the individual. I'm running the show. Moving from this finger to this finger, guys. I know I don't know. I'm claiming that a good leader has a small mouth and big ears. Listen more, talk less. Learn more. Because the world is becoming very complicated, guys. Maybe, 100 years ago it was simple. You don't need to listen to anybody, you decide. Today, you don't know what's going on. A wise man is one that knows he's ignorant. So I'm learning constantly. What do you say? What do you say? What's going on? So I can make a decision. I make a decision, but I listen first. The problem with Trump is he does not listen. He only talks. So it's called mutual respect. Mutual respect will make conflict of styles constructive. What will make constructive different of interests? Your interest is different than mine. You want this, I want this, you want this, you want that. We don't agree. The trade union wants better working conditions and better salary, and they want that. Management wants more power and the owners want more profits. These guys want that. The people from IT want a bigger computer and more knowledge and more God knows what, time to develop some new applications. You have different interests. Now what the hell do you do? You remember what I told you? People that row the boat don't rock the boat. Identify whom do you need to row the boat. What's your interest? What's your interest? What's your interest? What's your interest? Is there a common interest? How do we develop a common interest? By looking at the future, down the road. You see, in a marriage, we are different, but we have a common interest. What is it? The children. So we start cooperating because of a common interest. I do that in a company, those are associates of mine. You do it all the time in a synagogue. You have all the people in the room. We pick up all the problems, put it on the table. Then we ask, How many of these problems that you had last year? Usually, what do they say? 100%. How many of these problems that you had 2 years ago? 90%. How many of these problems had you 3 years ago? Most of it. If you had them for the last 3 years, what is the chance you're going to have them in the next 3 years? Wow. You can see them all going like this, you know. Oof, you're right. And I have news for you. Destructive conflict happens if you do nothing, right? It's going to get worse. You're going to have new problems. You're dying. Oh, what happened? What's the common denominator? How do we survive? We have a common interest. We succeeded to integrate labor unions with management and with the government officials by realizing we need each other so we can survive. If we don't cooperate, they're not going to survive. Everybody's going to get hurt. I wish I could do it for Israel. If we don't get united, there's going to be no Israel, guys. Worse. Something can happen to the whole world. We're in trouble. We need to think that we are in the same boat. Let's better start rocking the boat together. But for that, what do you need? Mutual trust. Because if you have different interests, and let's have a common interest, but I don't trust you. Oh, I don't think you're going to really cooperate, you know. And that guy is a bastard. I don't trust him, you know. You cannot have a common interest because we don't trust each other. We need to trust each other. Not just each other, trust the system. In a country when the people don't trust the government, people cheat on taxes. In a country when they trust the government, they don't cheat on taxes. You see trust? So what will make conflict constructive? Opa, oof. Here we go. Here you have when we have mutual respect, we learn from each other. We collaborate, share information, and synergy occurs, growth occurs. And you probably know, you heard it already from our clients here. We help with our tools. I would do it this way. Companies have grown from 12 million to 6 billion. Look at our website. The president of the company says we grew. In that case, he wrote 50 million because he forgot it was 12 million. Today, it's 6 billion. He says we grew from 50 million to 6 billion thanks to the Adizes methodology. Or 250 million to 15 billion. Then it's all numbers, guys. Sky is the limit, as long as there is mutual trust and respect. And why did Yugoslavia fall apart? No mutual trust and respect. The Croats hate the Serbs hate the Albanians hate everybody else, you know, oh my God, why? And what about Switzerland? Why is Switzerland so successful, you know? French, Italian, and Germans together. My God, what's going on here? And what does Switzerland have, by the way? Snow and cuckoo clocks. They have nothing. They don't have oil. They don't have gold. They don't have nothing. What do they have? A culture of mutual trust and respect. Let me tell you something. I want you to hear loud and clear. I'm going to shout. The biggest asset you have is not money. It's not even your technology. It's not your market. It's your culture. Do you have a culture of Switzerland or do you have a culture of Yugoslavia? Thank you very much. Finished it. I can go home now. You got the major issue. You got it. And what the purpose of Adizes is to create the culture of mutual trust and respect. We don't do strategic planning. You do strategic planning. How to build the right culture And we try to apply it also to family life. My book, Power of Opposites. How do you apply it in a marriage? And I try to do it on a country level. When I work with prime ministers, I said, are you building mutual trust and respect, or are you destroying mutual trust and respect? Here it is, the second one. People contribute. What did you call it? Prosperidad incluyente. How do we succeed? And we share what we build together. So now we are together. There is a reason to be together. Here you collaborate, here you cooperate, and this is symbiosis. And that's why the Adizes methodology is to build synergy and symbiosis. That's why it's called the symbiotic system. Symbiotic synergetic system. Now I would like to tell you something else. Come on, 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 come on. The French Revolution had a parole. Liberté, égalité, and what was the third word? Fraternité. What the hell is fraternité? Freedom to speak your mind, and we learn from each other. That's liberté. Freedom to speak your mind. And what is égalité? We are together. It's not you and I'm here. We are together. What is fraternité? Now, if I take the I from the left side, integration of people, and I take the C from copy, which is integration of interest, and put them together, what do I get? Are you ready? Add to it compassion. And what do you get? Love. You want to be successful in your marriage? You want to be successful in your company? You want to have a successful country? How about love? Why is it such an important subject to me? Very much. That's why I'm so, at my age, I should really retire, but I cannot. Too much to do. Why? Let me tell you something. If you look at the development of humanity from the beginning, at the beginning we were chimpanzees, if you follow Darwinian. And the strongest chimpanzee was a leader. Then we became a nomadic society. And the best hunter was a leader. Then we became an agricultural society. The one with the most sheep or cows was a leader. What is a common denominator? Power, possession. How much power do you have? How much possession do you have? Then came the Industrial Revolution. What was important now? Brain. You have to plan, budgeting, hiring the right people. You have to use brain. That's why at that stage were born the colonialist powers. What was the common denominator to colonialists? Power and brain. How about the developing countries? Mexico, Ghana, India, all of these countries that I've worked with. They have a lot of muscles. The brain is not there. You know why? I don't say they're stupid. I mean, it's not in the culture to pay attention to A. Mexico has no A. Don't try. Ghana has no A. Even India has no A. Why? They did not go through the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was done by the colonialist powers. They did not do it. It's not in the culture. They don't have, in the culture, they don't have A and E. Mexico, for me, is two countries. Countries of those that came from Europe and those indigenous. The indigenous have no A, no E. The A and E is done by those that came from the outside. Now look, guys, that was the industrial society. Brain and power. Now we live in the post-industrial society. What is it? Information society. Computers, data, ta-ta-ta. Brain. Brain is the most important one. Look at the high-tech. The biggest transportation company in the world does not own one car. What is it called? Uber, Bolt. What do they have? Computer information. The biggest hotel in the world does not own one hotel. What is it called? Airbnb. What do they have? Computer information. Israel was so powerful until recently, economically powerhouse. It's called the startup nation. They have so many new companies, exits in the billions of dollars. What the hell is going on? Israel is 63% of Israel is desert. We hardly had water. No natural resources. That's what we had. Brain. I have bad news for you guys. Come on. The brain is on its way out. Who is taking its place? Artificial intelligence, quantum computers. You don't think anymore. Hello, what should I do? Thank you. Should I do? I tried it. I have this television company losing the market to internet. What should I do? They gave me a plan, consulting job that would have been better than I could have done. Wait a moment. If the brain is on its way out, what is the next step? Are you ready? Come on. Here is the next step. If we don't develop the heart, guys, the future is going to be Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was not a fluke in the history of mankind. It was introduction to things to come. Power, brain, no heart. That's our future. Unless we do what? Develop the heart. Develop love. Do you see this? And we have a role, guys, in Adizes, all of you, to bring love to companies. And what does it mean? Oh, no, I'll bring you flowers. I don't mean that. Develop mutual trust and respect. There is one more component, I don't know how to do that, and I'm looking for people to tell me, or you develop it. I mean, what can I do? I'm already compassion. Because love is more than mutual trust and respect. It's mutual trust and respect plus compassion. If there is no compassion, then it's not love. It is going through the ritual. We need to develop more love in companies, guys, more love in society, or we are doomed. Do you hear me? We are doomed as humanity. I'll give you another one. God created the world. He created a big system of subsystems. You have the human subsystem, you have the animal subsystem, you have air and water and vegetation and whatever, all systems. In order for it to work, there must be mutual trust and respect. We as humans, are we respecting the environment? Are we trustworthy? Are we trustworthy trustees of the environment? Or maybe we are the cancer, exploiting and not contributing. I claim that we are cancerous. We're exploiting the environment, exploiting the water, exploiting everything for our own service and destroying the other part. We need to bring more love for the other if we are going to survive. And that's what the Adizes methodology is about. Thank you very much.